Yoga Nidra. Welcome to Fascia Yoga. This is a gentle yoga practice. You'll need 2 tennis balls, a belt or strap, a towel, yoga mat, and a willingness to breathe. We're going to work with the breath today, beginning this new year. We were just talking about space and welcoming those aspects of ourselves that may not be so comfortable to feel into. And that's how we let go of our held constriction fascially. Let's take our tennis balls down with us. We're going to create a little prop here. Tennis balls in the middle of the blanket together, right at the fold, and then we're going to place the top of the blanket back over. Try to keep those tennis balls together and ground down through the feet and roll on down. Place the head on the tennis balls right in the middle of the skull, bringing the feet closer to the buttocks. So we're avoiding the base of the neck, right in the middle. I'd say right in alignment with your ears almost. Let's widen the feet to the width of the mat. Palms are going to float down. Let's rest the shoulders and the eyes back. And we'll begin practice with 10 full breaths. Just noticing the expansion of the breath. And then welcoming a release. As you inhale after these first few breaths here, start to intentionally notice sipping in the air slowly to fill the expansion front, side, and back. Begin to notice is there any glitching or holding in the breath anywhere. Take a moment, let the eyes rest back, maybe open and close the jaw, can wiggle out the hips. And for these next 4 breaths, slow fluid expansion, front, side, and back. Exhale, open mouth, sigh it out. You'll notice you can place one hand on chest, one hand on belly, and start to track on the inhales and exhales where most of the breath body is experienced. And you'll also notice as you continue your breath practice, you may start in the chest, as most of us do, and naturally move with time into the torso, the low ribs at the diaphragm, and then into the deep belly. But this takes time to train the breath, as most of us breathe initially without a practice, in and out of the chest, and it's common when we're anxious or stressed. And think of the breath as an inner massage, an inner awareness. Let's take 3 more intentional breaths. Just noticing where is the location of the breath. All right. If your breath is in your chest more than the torso and belly, try to breathe into the side ribs. If your breath is more in your torso, again, breathing in side and back ribs. If your breath is in your belly, try to breathe more towards the pelvic floor. And we're trying to activate this awareness, even though we may not be in all of the breath bodies to begin with. Try to bring your awareness, maybe by placing a hand in all three of those locations. Let's try 3-part breath. So deep breath in, right? Exhale out the mouth. Press into the feet. Let's flip the blanket actually for 3 parts. So we're going to tuck the chin to chest and then rest the head on the flat part of the blanket. 3 part. So wherever you're at, if you're in the chest, we're going to take an inhale to the side ribs, the back ribs, and exhale out the mouth. If you're in your torso, same thing, breathing into side ribs, back ribs, exhale out the mouth. If you have a belly breath, we'll breathe into belly, inflate torso, inflate chest, and then exhale, reverse the flow, chest, torso, belly. Right? So wherever you're at, you have a space to work with and a space to grow into. Let's work with that flow of your 3-part breath of choice for 3 breaths. And exhaling out the mouth. Now roll to your right side. Let's pop up for a moment and have a little chat about what you are experiencing, if you notice any glitches or catches. And then when is the last time you intentionally breathed this way? Curious.
You're asking us to give a response, right?
Yeah, I'm just curious if y'all experienced any glitching, catching, or just in the inquiry of the breaths. Anything you'd like to share?
I was surprised to find out it was all belly breath to begin with, which is a good thing. That's kind of improvement from all chest breath breathing. But I hadn't done the 3-step breaths in quite a while, so that was really helpful too. It feels more filling.
Nice, nice. Do you find that the inhale up to belly, torso, and then deflate, chest, torso, belly, is that a fluid transition or is there any good? Feels good?
Yeah,
Nice.
I'm not getting glitches.
Awesome, good. And when's the last time you intentionally breathed like this?
I don't even remember.
Right. Me too. Yeah, that's been a goal every day of the new year to sit down and really breathe into my breath body. Like it's such a vital force for us, right? And we're leaning into that gratitude for the breath. Jen, how about you? What did you?
Yeah, I have to be more intentional about it. But yeah, the 3-part thing helped me work into a better breath. I think I do that about once a week on Saturdays. I start off a yoga routine with tuning into the breath. So I imagine I do about once a week, but it's I have to be conscious about it to be in the belly breath.
Okay, really cool inquiries. So I'm going to give you 3 locations in your life that we all experience that I want to encourage you to choose in the new year to intentionally breathe. And if you choose one, it'll be a little bit more muscle memory to remind yourself. I would say bathroom's always a good choice, or shower. We do that almost every day, right? Okay. Driving could be an option too if you're a commuter. Okay. And also a domestic task, as there seems to be mundane energy sometimes with domestic tasks. So folding clothes, or if you want to, wash your dishes, and then take that whole time for the duration of the task or the duration of the drive, or whatever you choose, the duration of the shower, to try to stay intentionally with your breath. It's in the being state rather than the doing. Doesn't that sound fun? When we're in our being state, we're in wide focus. So we allow more things to move through the landscape of our mind, of our body, and of our experience externally and internally. Right? If we're focused on, if you think of shower, 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 rather than shower, breathing in, noticing the water, maybe creating a ritual out of the experience. Right? That's a different being state than I'm doing, taking the shower, next step, getting ready, or whatever the next step is for us. I mean, we as humans have the thought process of this is happening here now, but you also, as a yogi, have a consciousness, an awareness that is different than those who don't practice. They're a lot more affected by the world, right? Your toolbox is quite big. Right? Cool. Let's do some more breathing with movement. I want you to notice what happens. How are low backs? Up or down?
Okay.
Okay. And then shoulders. Okay. Y'all are both flipped. That's awesome. Okay. Everyone mute themselves. We're going to move more with our props here. Let's work with tennis balls flipped again towards the back of the skull. Thanks for your shares. Thank you. Thank you. So tennis balls still in the middle of the skull to begin with. We're going to do a little pin and stretch from pelvis to skull. So feet are going to be wide on the mat, knees to sky. Relax your hands, and then you take your hands to your belly if you'd like to track some of your breath, or even torso belly. As you exhale, knees are going to float to the right. Keep your head towards the sky. Inhale, and then float now towards the left. So 2 more. Gazing at the sky, tennis balls, middle of skull. Let that full exhale release. Right, now when you're ready, no rush, take your tennis balls and move them just at the base of the skull with a gentle tuck of the chin. And we're just going to pause here for 5 breaths. Let the fascia of the back of the neck, if you hold neck, shoulder, upper back tension, this may take a few more breaths. But notice we have that 45-second wave of release through each layer. And you'll notice as we stay here, there's a deeper and deeper release, layer to layer. You'll feel yourself melting, softening, and opening. If your eyes are open, close your eyes, rest the eyes back. And then on the next exhale, just a gentle tilt of the head over to the right, back to both tennis balls, and over to the left. Right? Press into the feet. Now take the tennis balls into the middle of the neck. Middle of the neck. So they're propping. Same thing. We're going to give the shoulders and the upper back a little space to unwind. A few more breaths here. And then press into the feet, lift up just a bit. We're going to place those tennis balls right at the top of the shoulders. Walk your pelvis up towards the tennis balls, and we're cradling the head with the hands, and then release the hands and head back. So got the tennis balls right at the top of the shoulder bridge, right there at the base of the neck. So we're going to lift the right hip and then release, lift the left hip. And you can even dip that other knee in if that's helpful. Release the hands, allow the head to drape, and then fan the knees gently to the right and draw the left knee to the corner of the mat. Inhale, pelvis releases. Exhale, fan that right knee over to the left and left knee as well, and draw that right knee to the corner. Okay, that's going to get into deep low back, psoas connection through pelvis. One more. Awesome. Press into the feet, tuck the chin to heart. We're going to roll to the side. We need our tennis balls. And then we're going to place the blanket underneath our head. All right, knees to chest, rocking the pelvis. And then tennis balls behind the backs of knees. Hands are going to go on the tops of shins and just little circles here in the same direction. Take your time to really feel the breath. Let the breath guide the movement. And reverse the circles on that inhale and then completely release the exhale. Let the inhale guide the movement, the exhale to kind of finish out the circle. Right. Legs are going to come up overhead, left leg to earth, right knee to chest. The strap's going to go around the right leg. We're just going to pause here to notice the weight of the sacrum. Take hold of the belt. Notice as your pelvis in alignment, do you need to draw that right hip down to the edge of the mat to square the pelvis? Flexing the foot, spreading the toes. We're holding the strap, the belt in both hands there, one at a time. Press the ball mounds with a bent knee there into the strap and just feel that stretch through the back of the hamstring as you slowly release toe to your gaze. Let your shoulders be heavy. I'm going to release that leg back up overhead, a big sweep of the heel in and out. And you can open up your leg out of the hip width there if you'd like to create more space. It's almost as if you're sweeping your heel on the ceiling, in and out. Internal and external fascial hip rotator. All right, other leg. Root down right, left. Let's take a moment to really notice the release of each layer. So arms are long, knee is slightly bent or deeply bent depending on your hamstring. Flex the foot, spread the toes, press the ball mounds into the strap. You'll get a little bit deeper stretch through the back of the fascia of the leg. As you exhale, maybe the toes gently float. They don't have to go too deep or very close to, the body there. Take it nice and slow. And then releasing the leg and the stretch, we're going to sweep that heel as we keep pressing into the ball mound. Heel slides on the ceiling, left and right. Excellent. Release the leg down. Big stretch, pump out the feet. And then bring your knees back towards the mat. And we're going to roll to our right side and press up. So we'll stay seated today. Nice, gentle practice. Elevate the hips. Let's work with the block out in front here. Left foot rather is going to come in. Let's take the block in the vertical position, and we're going to take the tennis balls together on top of the block and then drape the eye of the knee over the tennis balls. We're going to start there midline. Want to give yourself a moment to let the hip relax, right? As you inhale, reach this crown tall. Exhale, just gently hinge. You can even flex the foot to get deeper into the back of the buttock, hamstring, low back. All right, let's work our way down. Shift the block down. Now we're coming towards the calf. Go ahead and release that other leg long so that you can frame the hands there on the top of the foot, okay? Lift up nice and tall. And if you'd like to hinge a little forward, you're welcome to. You can always take your foot and bend the knee if that's more agreeable with your low back. It's up to you. And maybe you're just hanging out here and releasing, the leg in the layers of the calf into the fascia to start with. It's up to you. Wherever you're at, we're going to circle that ankle. And then other direction. All right. Now, let's take our block to the side. One tennis ball at the foot and one tennis ball at the calf. So we're going to roll this tennis ball right along the foot. Don't forget your ankle. Circle the ankle. So I'm just taking the tennis ball literally around the ankle joint. And now calf muscle. Let's roll the palm, opposite palm, right palm on left calf. So we have an interesting fascial line I'm learning about from the sole of our foot into our heel, crosses up our leg, into the back of the calf and opposite side of the knee that influences the IT band. So if you experience sciatica, this is a great release all the way down towards the foot. All right, outside of the leg. So coming to the side to show you, right? We're going to take the two tennis balls together. You may need a a block to prop you, but we're just going to gently release the left foot on the floor. The right leg is just going to open up with the tennis balls in alignment with that outer hip. Now, if you want a deeper release into the fascia, you're going to fold that other leg slowly on top and like a butterfly wing, open to release, and then exhale. You can deepen that intensity of the fascial release in the IT band. Okay, you're also welcome to bring your heels closer to get into the different side layers of the hip. You can widen the tennis balls, get more towards the leg line or the top leg line. Okay, once more. Nice. Other side. Then we're going to go into the hips. Well, actually, let's just do that right now since we're there. So this can be a little intense. So we're going to take the tennis ball and put it in the blanket. Nestle your buttocks next to the blanket. We're going to come onto our elbow and press the top leg foot into the floor so we can lift the hip and shift that ball right into the side groove, the buttock there. We all have that little side hip move, right? If you hold on to the top of your hip where your fingers naturally fall, that's where we're moving. We're just kind of rocking back and forth here if you like. You can even tilt the pelvis forward, backward. And we'll get more into the buttocks at the end of class. This is great for releasing low back and jaw tension, working that side of the hip. All right, let's take it to the other side. 2 tennis balls, 1 block, blanket underneath hips. Right, option to have right leg foot to earth or leg long. And take first the block vertically along the leg. Tennis balls are right behind the knee. You can always frame the tennis balls. Try to lift up nice and tall. Notice if you're holding or propping. If there's any upper body hold or propping so that you're feeling a lift and not a heaviness and release into your seat. Let your seat and your legs release. Lift up to create that little tension, little pin and stretch through posture. All right, let's shift down, come into the calf. All right. You're always welcome to hinge with a nice long spine or stay where you're at. And spin through the ankles here. All right. Next, left hand, tennis ball out through the feet. You can even work along the ball mounds or even along the taps, rolling there, and then the hand can massage through the calf. Right? I'm having a hard time doing it at the same time. Are y'all doing it at the same time? I feel like I'm kind of chewing gum and patting my head a little bit. All right, get into the arch of the foot. And don't forget your ankle. Circles around the ankle. You can even work through the top of the foot. If you like that, go ahead and hit the other foot up. And next transition is going to be your outside leg line for the IT band, working with that butterfly wing. So 2 tennis balls together. And we're just going to open that leg up. You're also welcome to even use a block prop if you need to. All right. And then if you want a little bit more intensity, you can fan the top knee over the bottom. Using that breath to notice releasing the leg a little bit more wherever you're at. Always welcome to adjust the balls to support your body. Props are the best. Yeah, I don't know what I would have done without my yoga props. In my beginning of practice, I was pretty much immobile. So they were my godsend to, wow, prop me up, hold me, give me a safe place to land. All right, let's work that little side of hip, right? So to find that space, find your hip bone, and you're gonna go your index finger length, and it's just right in there, that little side of buttock. So 1 tennis ball in the blanket, refold it. Place the edge to you, nestle your buttock. We're going to hinge, and then you can use your top leg to lift your hips as you root down and find that space on your hip, that best helps you release. And the nice thing about the IT band fascia is it also works cross-laterally along the back to your opposite ear. So you might notice that release as well. Those cross lines. Rocking the pelvis is an option, bringing the hips forward, bringing the hips back. Good. Coming off the blanket. Let's move our way. Ooh, little sternum tap for an immune boost before we move down. Good. Let's check in with those 3 points of the jaw before we float down to our back body for some Nidra. That first point being right here at the jawline, like the meaty part, and you can open and close too. Right, this is wonderful for that head, neck, upper back tension. We're starting the year off free of any weight that we may carry on the shoulders. All right, temples, closing the eyes, move that down, closing the eyes. You can use as much of your finger pads or fingers to into the temples. And then that third spot, we're working with back of neck here. Well, I guess that's easier to see, back of neck. And I like to use a lot of my hands coming into my neck as well. Okay, and I want you to practice this experience. Take your chin past your heart line and feel what happens to your neck. This is where we create the tension. Bring your head back into alignment with heart and feel that release, right? So think of reading books when you're seated, or screens, or intriguing experiences and conversations, or moving with focus fast in the world. This all brings this forward momentum. So being mindful of that, head over heart, heart over hips. That gives you that natural curve if you work with the posture there. Strong roots to rise, right? All right, check in with your neck. Freedom. Right? Good. Let's float back down onto the mat for some Nidra, some final release. Take a moment, roll out your hands. Part the feet, roll on down. Bring the feet closer to the buttocks. Let's work with low back here. So elevate the pelvis and float the buttocks down. And I'm going to invite you, you can relax the legs long if you like, and turn the toes out and stay here for the remainder of practice. Or right before we start Nidra, I'll cue you to remove the tennis balls. Well, let's pause here. Let your psoas muscle empty. Let the breath release any constriction through the low back into the pelvis. Just giving yourself permission to soften any holding anywhere. Begin to take a deeper breath. And exhale out the mouth. 2 more. Let's work with that 3-part breath. Again, if you're in a chest breath, you're breathing into the side ribs and back ribs with a little bit more intention. If you're in your torso, side ribs, back ribs. And then belly breath. Work with inflating belly, inflating torso at the top of the air, flood into the chest, and deflate chest. When you're ready, torso and belly. Let's do 2 more. And with the eyes, rest back even further. At this time, you can keep the tennis balls where they're at or place the feet on the mat, elevate the tailbone, release the tennis balls, re-extend the legs, and find a space of stillness. Remaining on your back body, stay connected to your breath. And in these first few moments, notice scanning the body, allowing it to rest a little bit more deep on the mat. And give yourself a lot of willingness and space to let the breath release all thoughts as best possible, creating a clear landscape in the mental space, releasing all worries. Allowing yourself to relax, to trust and let go. Your next out breath, your next exhale, open mouth, breathe it out. Continuing to stay with the breath, inviting a state of harmony, a state of union and connection with your body, breath, and spirit. Slow, fluid breaths, pausing and allowing yourself to completely release connection, identification, and energy investment with the inner critic. So, permission to fire your inner critic. Allow yourself to breathe slowly, fluidly, and saying within, I am here now. Resting in this peaceful presence, witness yourself relaxed and receiving deeper states of peace. Breathe fully into the innate wisdom of the body to heal itself. Remain in restful awareness. Allow yourself to completely release into a state of synergy and balance. Welcoming harmony, union, and connection. Align yourself with trust. Receive grace and guidance from within. Breathing into a golden light, letting the light merge with your breath and slowly begin to move freely through your body. Golden light moving freely through your physical body. Golden light moving through your emotional body. Golden light within the mental body. And golden light moving freely through your energy body. And golden light in your spiritual body. Allow yourself to be one field of golden light. Begin to become aware of the rise and fall of the breath. Feel yourself beginning to become more and more aware of your body resting on the mat. Noticing the temperature of the air as it touches the skin. And the temperature of the air as it moves in and out of your lungs. Beginning to wiggle the fingers and the toes. Turning the head to the left and to the right. And just taking your time to subtly animate the body. And gradually drawing your knees to your chest for a tender embrace. We'll roll to the right side when you're ready. And pause for a breath here on the right side before coming to seated. And we'll close practice in a seated meditation. So ascending nice and tall through the spine, hands at the heart. Welcome to partially gaze at the earth or close the eyes. Take a moment to tune into the breath in this meditative posture. Just ensure you have all the props you need for comfort. And if you're most comfortable laying down, you can try that as well. And repeating 3 times within, awareness in the heart. I live in a state of harmony, union, and connection. Saying that 3 times aloud or within. I live in a state of harmony, union, and connection. Breathing and receiving. If it calls to you, thumbs to third eye, that high compass of grace to guide us with ease. Thumbs to lips for positive, inspiring expression internally and externally. And thumbs to heart for grounded, trusted, loving presence. Namaste. Blessed be yogis. So grateful to share this space with you. Nice gentle practice to start us off this year. I hope your pace continues to be easeful and smooth so that the clarity of all of this insight of the new year will be received with ease. Happy New Year.
Thank you. You too.
You're welcome. You're so welcome. Have a great night. We'll see you next week. Bye.